Hi, it's Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. Today's battle is on the Siegfried Line map, and we've got MerryTurnipDay in the Rinoceronte. It's the tier 10 Italian heavy tank. A few people don't like this tank. I think it's one of the weakest tier 10 heavies, but yeah, we'll see how well Merry plays the tank. So it's a standard battle, so 2 caps and normal wind conditions. So it's heading to this channel here, or this sort of corridor, to basically spot tanks that are crossing. It does give you some advantages. So you do get tanks. Where we go. So there's a mouse being spotted. A TVP basically is just out in the field, but yeah, there's a few positions there. And he's got a Kronenwagen just moving up, or potentially moving up, but everyone knows he's here now, so there you go. Blind shot comes in. It's the rubble. So it's got some spotting, but no real outcome from that, so just looking to relocate potentially and cover the field. There was an EBR out there. And another medium tank there. But so you're in a tier 9 to tier 10 battle, so he's got the advantage of being a top tier, and there are 5 tier 10s on each side, so we'll get some potential benefit out of that. At this point, not seeing any targets. But it's also not seeing much push up from the enemy here. So this position here is quite interesting because you do get this possibility to shoot through the archers without having to expose all of your tank. I got spotted once he fired, but it's alright. Let's have a look at the gun. It is an auto reloader, of course. It's got the standard sort of bonus reloading feature. If you wait for it to reload halfway, you can fire without any extra penalty on the reload. That's the main thing, so you get a noise when you're in that phase. You can hear the clicks there, and then you get a beep to say it's ready. But Merry's waiting for the whole thing. So anyways, got a tier 9 here, and you can probably unload a few more shells into it. Just ricochet at that point. Now they have lost one more tank than the enemy here. Teenage VZ51 crossing. Merry just waiting for some more shells to load before he tackles him. And he turns around to put his frontal armour towards it. And I reckon he'll be able to get a couple of shots in, but there they go, managed to take a shot on his tracks, which is good. He knows he's fired. Can put one shot in and then another shot, and hopefully his teammates can finish him off. Which is exactly what happens. So that sort of evens things out a bit, but they're starting to bleed hit points. So Merry knows he's going to have to pull out a top game here, I think, to make this up. Now, luckily standard B goes down, pretty powerful tier 9 medium there. But there's still, yeah, significant amount of hit points down. So Merry just trying to make the best use of his tank here. Takes one shot on his tracks, which is great. Punishes the Kronenwagen for coming out sideways. There's not much the Kronenwagen can do in that particular circumstance, but definitely not making the most of his armour. Merry just playing off this corner quite nicely there. Nothing spotted in the field right behind him, or in front of him I should say, but okay, he's got 907 he can put some rounds into. Now unfortunately that went into the tracks, it looks like. They can line him up. He's just waiting again for the second shell to reload to avoid the main penalty. That 907 staying still. And he gets a nice shot in there. 907 staying there, well that's interesting. Puts another shot in, so it gets 2 shots in there and bounces the incoming round. So that's a nice outcome there. So it brings Merry to nearly 3.5k of damage. That's doing quite nicely, but it's not making up the difference yet. It's still 2k down. You can see here, he hasn't lost any hit points, so it's quite interesting. So taken a few rounds into his tracks already. I'm not saying the armour is fantastic, but it is one of those sort of tanks where the tracks take up quite a fair bit of the side profile. So just looking at that mouse again. Now the mouse knows he's there, no surprise. So nothing to take advantage of right there, but potentially he can put another shot into that 907. How far does he have to push out to get an angle on him? No, he's gone dark, so no point wasting a shot there. Unfortunately, they lose another tank, and they're now 4,000 hit points down, so this game is not going well, but Merry just making sure he gets the most out of his tank here. Again, as found a strip K. You can punish him. Puts one round in and just pulls back again, waiting for the additional round. So he had one on the way, which is good. Now just waiting for his third round, and he can come in and get potentially nearly clip this strip K. I think he's trying to tempt the strip K to come out and take a shot. But strip K not biting there, knowing what the reloader can do. And there's the 9-0. Unfortunately, that shot doesn't connect. Should get another one in. No, he's behind some cover, so it doesn't bother taking the shot there. That's good thinking. Doesn't want to take the penalty of the reload without getting a decent result. Now he's got full clip though. Can you push in on the strip? As the strip pulled back? Well, the strip's pulling around the corner. And there's something in the back there. There's a Waffenträger Panzer IV, but luckily that round bounces. Now, couldn't get a shot on the 907 again, as he might just be able to. There's the roof of it. Yeah, and he nicely goes through the turret from the angle that he's on. That's not too bad. And there's potential there for a blind shot, but I think Merry just saying, alright, I'm going to hold this. I've got a clip of heat rounds. I don't want to waste until I've got a good target. And there he goes. Gets the 907, so it takes out a dangerous tier 10 medium. And finally they've got an advantage, although they still have a hit point disadvantage. So what else can Merry do? Again, just scoping out the enemy positions known. The mouse is still there, but let's pull back a bit. Yeah, that's not worth pushing out in front. Can he? Oh, he's got a nice angle there. Yeah, he should be able to go through the side, I would think. Yes, he does. So he's punishing. Oh, and he sets the mouse on fire. Gets one more shot in. As the mouse moves, he might get a third shot in, which he does, and the mouse not even able to fire back. So it's taken Merry to over 6k. And it has brought the gap down a little bit. There's still one tank up, which is good, and it brought the gap down to about 2k hit points. It's about the equivalent of a tier 10 in hit points. They have to make up now. You can come back and punish the mouse if he's still there. But no, nothing quite coming up. That mouse deciding that that's not the right strategy for him. And you can see some nice gaps there, but yeah, nothing on offer, nothing spotted. So the enemy basically all just pulled behind the F line there, and a bit of a standstill here. So 6 minutes into the game, or 6 minutes left in the game, I should say. I still have quite a few of the enemy to kill if they're going to win this game. Definitely not going to win by capping, I wouldn't think, unless the strip K does a drive-by, but unfortunately his shot doesn't go in and takes a hit from the strip. But now I'm going to punish the strip, probably get another shot in. No, just setting up for a bit of reverse side scraping here, but not going to get an angle on his gun for that. It's pretty dangerous. The 183 out the field there, doesn't want to get in the way of his gun. He could be deleted. If you want to see the power of the 183 gun, you can watch my video from yesterday. So Merry again, just getting the reload in before he attempts to go out and try and get some more hit points out of those tanks on the corner. He's just poking up here to try and light them, but they're not really all that close, so he's not getting a pickup from them. He's not getting spotted either, so there's nothing out in the field there, which is good. Oh, okay, the T10's been spotted. Possibly by the Charpentier 4. Yeah, it's gone dark again. Alright, so what can we see from this? Still got a disadvantage in hit points. That gap has come down a little bit, but time is ticking. There's only 4 minutes left, and there's still a bunch of tanks to kill. So it's going to have to happen in all of a hurry. It's going to happen at all. There's 2 VZ-51s up there. Oh, now he's caught the mouse crossing. Puts one hit into him. Will he get another shot into the turret? He might just. No. Mouse decides to angle just in time. So Mary's still got the advantage of most of his hit points, but they could go pretty quickly with the number of guns out there. So he's coming up here. Might get that mouse is coming back to the same position, which is possible. Get spotted. What is there? Okay. Puts a hit into the VZ-51 and takes a hit into his. No, he does take the damage there. That's a bit unfortunate. Alright, here we go. The Strip K is pushed up and gets deleted, but unfortunately takes out the Charpentier 4. And the T10 was there, so he can be punished now. Should be taken out, which he does. So we've got him 2 guns up on the enemy, but 3 minutes to go. Time is running out. So Merry is now over 8k, which is pretty impressive. No, I don't think anyone else is doing the same. Gets a snapshot into the mouse, very timely, and someone else shoots him, which is the T30. So it takes out a pretty dangerous tier 10. And the enemy's got 2 tier 10s. They've got 4, so they've got quite a few, but they're not getting a lot of help. 704 there. Puts a blind shot in. A bit hard to tell if that had any effect as he went dark just after the firing. Now he's got 2 minutes to go. Now there's the... Oh, just VZ-51 just flew past. But there's one on very low hit points. And one on almost full. Now you can come in here and pump in a couple of shells. He gets one. And is he going to shoot him again? Get the kill? No, he goes for the high point, find that ammo. Regret that later, we'll have to see. Takes a hit from the VZ-51. Now there's still 2 VZ-51s left, so that's a bit of a problem there. Could have got the kill and taken another gun out of the game that would have help the balance, but it has taken him over 10k of damage, so it's not like Mary's not trying, but can he get any more damage out of these VZs, these targets? Now this is where it's going to get hairy. He's got a reasonable amount of hit points left, he can afford to take a hit. There's that VZ-51 on a lot of hit points still. 46 still has a gun in the game. Okay, now that other one's turned around, he's got the rear. It's one shot into him. Unfortunately, that doesn't set him on fire. Close in and get the kill on this one, I would think. Which he does, but he takes a hit. So, 44 seconds to go. There's 2 enemy tanks left. There's that VZ-51 on a very small amount of hit points, and an Object 704, which we don't know exactly how many. I know Mary's putting a blind shot towards him, but he really needs to get rid of both of those tanks. VZ-51 has a 1-shot, and he's just on the other side of the building. 704 is there, and Mary backs up to take a shot at the 704. He really needs to go for the VZ-51. and he's on the reload as well, and there's only 7 seconds left. He's not going to have a shot loaded, and he's just run out of time. You can probably go to the ram. No, he's run out of time. So that's a bit unfortunate. Gets a draw. 11.7k of damage. Well, that's a bit of a disappointment there for Merry. 12.3k and 3 kills, but effectively a loss. He got the Ace Tanker Mastery badge, of course, but he did get the Steel Wall for blocking 2k. Let's see how that went against the team. It's a 947 base. That's not pretty impressive for a draw/loss. And yes, he would have got some potentially courageous resistance. I'm not sure. We'll again have a look in the details. Char for 2 or 4. Both of them did over 2k, the Kunze Panzer. So there were some good contributors there, but it was pretty much slow gameplay, and the TVP 50-51 that he couldn't quite get rid of at the end had done nearly 6k. So we'll shout out to Demoiselle from WFM Clan. And yeah, pretty much everyone did pretty well except a couple of tanks. So yeah, that's probably why it was such a close game. Anyway, let's have a look at the economics. 31 shots fired, 29 hits, so good accuracy there, 26 penetrations. That gave him his damage total and a very small amount of assisted damage, so not much tracking or anything like that. So yeah, so he got some additional credits and experience for, it would have been courageous resistance, so he ended up only losing 28k there, 122k on ammo. So yeah, 947 base plus 543, so 1118. So that gave him his Ace Tanker. Anyway, great game there from Merry. Again, probably some critical judgments that were made during the games. Were always hard to tell at the time what the impact is going to have on the result, but he could have got rid of that high-scoring TVP during the game before the end. So a bit of bad luck there, but nonetheless, great game. Anyway, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. We'll have more great content to follow, and thanks for watching.